Hello everyone, how are you all doing? I'm making this video because I decided to contribute to the project called 10 Years, 10 Questions from in World of Warcraft. This is a project created by a blogger called Alternative Chat. You should check it out. I'll leave a link in the description below. You can fill out the answers. And I did that just a few minutes ago, so I decided to record a video and share the answers with you guys. So yeah, in the meantime, you can watch me get the green fire with my warlock in a really messy fight, but I somehow got it done. Anyway, back to the questions. First question is, why did you start playing World of Warcraft? Well, I started playing WoW because I heard about it in a weekly poker game I used to have about 7-8 years ago. Some guys were talking about the game and how this guy, got, raped by someone in a PvP area, in a PvP server, I mean. So he was like level 15, he got raped and all that shit, and they were talking about that, and I was just like intrigued about what they were talking about. And a few days later, it didn't really stick in my mind, but a few days later, I ran into a trial for the game somewhere, I don't know, and I ended up trying it. And for the first couple of days, I didn't pay much attention. Like played like half an hour or something. I didn't really get into it, but something happened between the second and third day that I just got hooked. When I realized that I was leveling, because I didn't even notice I was leveling. I was just like trying out the controls and killing stuff and completely clueless to everything. And suddenly I just got hooked when I suddenly realized that, oh my god, there's some sort of progression going on here and I'm getting somewhere. So yeah, that's basically how I got started with World of Warcraft. And okay, so the next question is, what was the first ever character you rolled? Well, that was a simple one. That's a human rogue. That was my first character. I wasn't even aware that there were factions, so I just picked rogue and I just picked human because it made sense for me, because I was human. I wanted kind of, no, it just made sense for me. I don't know. I just picked human rogue. I didn't even realize that it wasn't, it was an alliance player character. I mean, race. I didn't even know there were factions, basically. So I just made the choice based on the race. And rogue just sounded cool. To the third question, which factors determined your faction choice in game? Well, I think I answered my question with the previous one. I had no idea, but I guess if I'm going to answer it today, I just like to be with the good guys. If I was given a choice back then, I would probably roll Alliance anyway. And the next question is, what has been your most memorable moment in Warcraft and why? Well, my most memorable moment is definitely when I got my first mount at level 30 back in Wrath, because I started in late BC. I think it was like I started like a week before Wrath launched, so you got the mount at 30, and leveling wasn't quite as easy as it is these days. You didn't have, you had to get the add-on quest helper, or what was the other one? I can't remember right now. There was a big one that helped you. Anyway, it took a long time to quests, and when I got to 30, I finally got the mount, and I was like, when I realized that it was at 30 you got the mount, I spent like 4 to 5 hours maybe grinding it out. When I was like level 27, maybe 26, 27, I just took me like 4 or 5 hours to get to 30, and it was just the most rewarding moment that I hold dear in my heart. Just getting the mount, which was a black horse for humans that I got back in Elven Forest. It was just epic to get that mount. And yeah, I think that was the most memorable moment. I remember like riding the mount for hours and just doing all these crazy quests that took you halfway across the continent, and even sometimes to the other, to Kalimdor or Kalimdor, however you say that. It was epic. I mean, I just felt epic. I was anxious to get quests that would require me to go for a long run, because I just wanted any excuse to ride, my new shiny horse. So yeah, that's definitely the most memorable moment for me. Okay, moving on. What is your favorite aspect of the game, and has this always been the case? Well, I guess my favorite aspect of the game is something that I only realized later in my WoW history. that would be multiple classes and of course Horde, Alliance, factions. Because, you know, I have a lot of alts, and I tend to get bored. So it's nice to know that I can always roll a new class. Of course, at this point I've rolled all of them. I don't have all of them capped, which is, you know, leaves me a little something I can do. But I've, you know, even if I get bored with the classes, I can just switch factions and, you know, go play Horde for like a month or so, just rolling another character. But I guess that's the big factor for me. The fact that I can just go do something else if I want to. And I think that pertains to a lot of other aspects of the game as well. You know, you can just do whatever you want. But what rings true to me more, what I relate to more, is the fact that I can just, you know, if I'm tired of playing my Death Knight, I just can, okay, I'm just gonna play my Warlock, and yeah, that's the big thing for me. Though the other one is, do you have an area in the game that you always return to? Well, I don't think I do, but if I had to choose one, it would be Goldshire, and I probably go there sometimes, because Goldshire was like the first, well, second, but my first, the first quest hub that I remember, you know, having and going back and forth doing all these quests, and eventually leading to Hogger, which is also an awesome thing to think about these days. Yeah, I think Goldshire definitely because of that, because you know, Elwyn and Goldshire, I think, kind of combined together, I think make the place that I probably choose as my favorite, and I tend to return to sometimes. Okay, so next question is, how long have you played, and that has it been continuous? I have played, as I mentioned, since Wrath, basically, like a week before Wrath, so since 2008, which would make about 6 years now, I think, yeah, my math is right. And it has not been continuous. I've taken some breaks. I think the longest I've taken was about 5 to 6 months, or maybe 4 to 5 months. I don't remember. Just, you know. But I do take occasional breaks. I think I've taken like 3 big breaks, which took like 3 months at least before I got back in the game. Other than that, yeah. Right now I've been playing since 5.3. I took a break on the beginning of Mists of Pandaria because, you know, frankly I got tired of the dailies and all that shit. So I took a break and I came back in, like, I'd say 2 months or a month before 5.4 hit. And I've been playing ever since, non-stop. Okay, next question is, admit it, do you read quest text or not? Well, I did. I used to read quest text because I needed to, because you had to get the information. As I said before, in my first few days I didn't get any add-ons or anything, so I was completely, you know, dependent on the text quest, so I had to really read it through and find out where this guy was, and I remember having to ask around and stuff like that. So I did used to read text quests. Now I don't, of course. I don't think any of us do really. Just, you know, I just go to wherever the map tells me to, and that's it. Okay, next question is, are there any regrets from your time in game? None at all. I don't think I have any regrets at all in this game. I have nothing but good memories and wonderful moments. I wish I could just time travel and go back and relive some moments, especially in Wrath of the Lich King and mid-expansion when I was doing Ulduar and Naxx. Those were great times. So I haven't seen any negative aspect from the game in any way. And the last question is, what effects has Warcraft had on your life outside gaming? Well, that's a tough one. I really don't know. Well, for one, I'm making this video, but I don't think that's had much of an impact in my life. And I've made a few videos, but, well, I think it's been the most honest answer I can give. It's Warcraft has been a friend for me, if I can use that metaphor. It's been a friend, it's been company for me, you know, it's always there when I need it, and yeah, I think that's one of the biggest impacts in my life. I have also obviously developed some relationships, you know, friendships with people that I respect and admire over the years. I've lost friends as well, but, you know, that's just part of life. People just move on. Yeah, I guess, yeah, that's the impact it's had. I mean, it's just the game that I've played the most in my life. I think that's the biggest impact a game can have. And I've played a lot of games. I was born in late 70s, so I've played like Spectrum, I've played a lot of that shit, and I went into the early consoles. But Warcraft was just, you know, just a game that stuck, and it stayed and stuck with me for such a long time, and probably for a few more years to come. So yeah, I think that's the biggest impact it's had. So yeah, that's it for me. Those are my answers. I hope you enjoyed them or whatever. Tell me what you think. Go check the blog out and give your own answers, or do a video and do whatever you want, or just a podcast. But remember to submit your answers at the blog, because otherwise it's useless. Just making a video and not submitting your answers, or just, you know, expressing or transmitting your answers other than from the website and their instructions, the blog, I mean, it's useless for the author. So just go ahead and support the project, and yeah, World of Warcraft for the win, baby. Okay guys, see you next time. Bye.